Out of all the things that there's there for Ravens fans to talk about this offseason, and still after minicamp is finally finished this week, it's like nobody ever talks about Marcus Williams. The only stuff I saw about him on social media at all was the day when he only participated in individual drills because I guess there was some type of back or something, that was bothering him. He's already the most underrated Raven on the team, and he might be the most underappreciated. I mean, really, the guy doesn't turn 26 until I think week 2 of the season, and this part's kind of ridiculous. He's already played between 4,500 and 5,000 snaps in his career, and he's still 25. He averages 3 interceptions a year over a 5-year career. He's been part of some really talented secondaries with the New Orleans Saints. I got some film that I want to show you here. I think he tackles well. He can cover when he's expected to. I'm going to break this film down by year, to be honest with you. So I think most of what you're going to see tonight is 2019 and 2020 film. Where he really shines is as a middle of the field safety who can take away one or even two route concepts because of how savvy and intelligent he is. He definitely is reading the quarterback often, looking for cues or looking for directions. Oh, did I mention he's a playmaker? Like, he's really good at high pointing the football, making catches in traffic. Great late in the game or late in the half situations where the quarterback's just throwing it up. He has 2 Hail Mary interceptions in this video. Actually, I'm going to show you one tonight. I'll show you another one in the next couple of days. It's a unique talent. I like him a lot as a middle of the field free safety. Not as much as a half field safety, but I also could be judging him based on other players' mistakes in some of the film that I've seen. Where times where I thought he was not as quick to react was on some split field coverages as opposed to middle of the field safety where he seems really intuitive, to have an incredible amount of range. I mean, some of you have probably seen the 3 touchdown denying plays he made as a middle of the field safety in 2021. There was definitely a lot of surprise and shock and elation when he signed with the Ravens. It's incredible to think that was only 91 days ago that he signed with Baltimore. He makes plays that prevent big gains, which is something the Ravens had trouble with last year. I mean, how many big plays did we give up in 2021 en route to giving up the most points that we'd ever allowed or that we've allowed recently? I think we allowed 396 or 394 points in 17 games played. Most of the big plays we gave up were passing plays. I know Dalvin Cook got loose on like a 64-yard run. I know the Bengals had 2 long touchdown runs late in that Week 7 win in Baltimore. But rebuilding the pass defense has clearly been a goal. Whether we intended to draft Kyle Hamilton or not, I actually think that we were looking at Dax Hill later in the first round and drafting a receiver at 14. But signing Marcus Williams and then drafting Kyle Hamilton, who's potentially more rangy and more talented than Williams is, that's going to not just change how we cover people, but it's going to change the danger level that quarterbacks have to consider when challenging these guys downfield. Let's look at some of the film, and again, it's going to basically start from 2019, and then we'll progress to current day. This first one is against Houston, week 1, 2019. There's Williams as a half field safety. You got 2 receivers up here, one of which is DeAndre Hopkins. You're going to get those 2 routes there. I'm not sure whether they call this a catch or a completion. I just know that Marcus Williams, again, looking at the quarterback and seeing the routes develop out of the soft part of his eyes. As soon as Hopkins makes his break, he's able to burst forward. Watch the burst. That's the part about it that I like about his game. There is a burst there. Maybe his lateral burst isn't the same as coming downhill. He's a good tackler. When he puts his foot in the ground, he can come downhill and make tackles. He's off screen here, bottom right, obviously, and the receivers are as well. You can see the timing. He's arriving there right as the ball arrives. Hopkins looks like he catches the football. I can't remember whether it was complete or incomplete, to be honest with you. Same game, going to be an interception. Week 1, 2019, you're going to get the number 3 receiver on this route here. Normally, if you're the safety away from trips, you're going to be responsible for 3 vertical. He's not getting 3 vertical here. 3 is tight end, and he's running he's blocking, helping out with the end, and then running a little out. They're trying to isolate this safety here, and Williams comes from the backside because he knows he's got no work. Now, what I mean when I say he's got no work is they're leaving this backside corner man to man. You can see him high pointing the football here. They're leaving this backside corner man to man, and letting Williams look. Williams is reading the quarterback. able to get out here and help. Here's Hopkins essentially being doubled down here at the bottom side of the screen. High points the football. Eventually gets body slammed by DeAndre Hopkins, who I think drew a penalty on that play. Let's get the end zone angle so you can see it. This tight end is going to chip and then release out into the flats. Marcus Williams knows I don't have 3 vertical. I got to get all the way over there to help out. And he's got the speed and range to do so. Look where he is now, where he makes this interception. And we're going to bring it back to where he was pre-snap. Look where he is pre-snap, between the numbers, the top of the numbers, and the other hash. Let's pull it back. Here's the throw from the end zone angle. You can see him recover. High point to football. Great hands. Great ball skills, if you ask me. Highly intelligent. Going to have an impact. Even if he doesn't get turnovers this year, he's going to have an impact. Now, some of this half-field stuff, is he late to it? I don't know, but I do not feel like he's as good as a half-field safety. You do get 3 vertical here, so depending on the coverage, he maybe should have been running with it. Well, not running with this guy, because the inside linebacker is going to run with him, almost like it's a Tampa 2, but I don't think it is. You get outside release by the number 1, outside release by the number 1 down here, so those guys are not involved in this rep at all. Marcus Williams is drifted. I like his pedal and then his turn up at the top here. I'm trying to slow this down. Hopefully it's not too choppy for you guys. I like his pedal and his turn. Dak Prescott is getting rid of the football, throwing it over the top of that Mike linebacker. So it's a great throw. Attacking the space, attacking the open area in the coverage. I get it. I'm not saying that he's, not capable of playing half-field safety. I just have seen more of these than I have people attacking him, when he's a middle-of-the-field safety. Now, neither safety is there, right? That ball is definitely completed closer to this hash. So if we were let's see where the ball was. Ball's in the middle of the field. Okay, so if we're saying half-field safety, he's got this half. And then this other safety has this bottom half. And the ball is clearly completed over on the other hash. So how much blame is there to apply to Marcus Williams? None. It's a great throw. It's a great catch. I'm just showing you guys some of the stuff that I saw on film of him as a half-field safety, him as a middle-of-the-field safety. Something he is absolutely great at. End of the game, 12-10, Saints are up. Week 4, 2019, 2 seconds left. And he has 2 of these that I have seen, and a third that he batted away. I think one of them is against Tom. No, it's against Tom Brady. I can't remember who the other one is. In any case, he's back here as a half-field. Back here in the end zone, posted up. Saints are going to bring a nickel blitzer, and I think bring a linebacker. So they're bringing 5-man pressure, which is somewhat rare in these situations. Forces Dak Prescott to throw the ball early. Marcus Williams, you're going to see him high point the football. Dak Prescott got decked here. High points the football. Actually catches it twice, which you don't want to catch it twice. You want to catch it once. You're going to see the blitzer knock Dak Prescott down. Forcing him to throw the ball early. Williams elevating. Got a good vertical, I would say. Has 2 of these in his career, near the end of a half or near the end of a game, like this situation here. Playmaker, like I said in my lead up. I mean, maybe that's underrated for him. He's talked about rangy, smart, all these things. Middle of the field defender. And I think he's a playmaker. I really do. Late in the game against Tampa, week 11, 2019, playing half-field safety. I think this receiver brings this route into the safety. Jameis Winston's reading this cover too. I think he's trying to go up the field, up the sideline. But Marcus Williams and the other safety kind of shade over. You see where they are now? Watch where they were pre-snap. Pre-snap, they're making it look like cover 2, but they definitely shade back over to that trip side. Almost like a rotated cover 3. Almost like some cover 3 where this frontside corner would like sit in the flats, and this safety would roll over to thirds, and this safety would roll over to middle thirds, and then somebody down here would have the bottom side thirds. That's not exactly what it is, but that's kind of what it looked like in terms of what both those 2 safeties did. Williams gets a pick 6, 55-yard interception return for a touchdown, turn a 10-point lead into a 17-point differential. He's terrorized Tampa Bay. I think he's got 3 picks in 4 career games against. Maybe it's more than 4 career games. Excuse me. I think it's the last 6 games he's played against Tampa Bay. He has 3 interceptions, 2 of which are against Tom Brady, by the way. All right, this is going to be 2 plays in one. It's labeled as a run play for those of you that look at it in the database that I've got. I like to label some certain stuff. He's down here as a half field safety. I think he's reading the tight end wing combo, not reading the outside receiver at all, which is Adam Thielen. And it's a run play by Dalvin Cook. Nice job. Nice reaction by Williams. Once he sees run, boom, he's gone. He's capable of coming into the box and helping. Maybe not as a middle of the field free safety. He's not going to do that often. Again, I think he's reading the tight end wing combo here. You're going to get stretch steps here by these linemen. And then this H-back or tight end is going to work back across the formation. And I think that's the visual cue that Marcus Williams sees that pulls him across. Here's the H-back moving across. And Cook's going to cut it back behind that block. Williams gets there to try to help. Pass concept, very next play. This is a wild card game from 2019, by the way. I think Minnesota won 26-20. Interesting little route scheme here. I think that Williams could play this better, but there is an element to Adam Thielen's route. He could bring this thing straight up the field. He could run a post, and so Marcus Williams just can't bail. He just can't bail on this route here to the sideline because then he could allow Thielen to cross his face. But in any case, Thielen gets open. I mean, it's a tough throw and a tough catch. I also think the corner down here, which I think might be Marcus Williams, should be able to play this a little better. But the design of it, I think it's Diggs, is coming to the outside. So he's holding outside. I think what he does wrong is he starts to follow a little bit. He's just a little late getting out to the flats, but it's a cool route design, and it's challenging to defend. He's not getting width at all, and I think he should be. If he's getting outside release by 1, I think he should be getting width and depth. Let's check it out from the end zone angle. Minnesota runs a somewhat similar play concept 2 plays later, and Marcus Williams plays it fine. But you can see he just doesn't have the width, he being the corner. And, it being as 1 took his route to the inside, you'd like to see Williams a little bit closer to 2. But again, he's untouched. Thielen is untouched. That's why the design of it is so cool. I guess it was the very next play. All right, Marcus Williams is giving some instruction to other teammates. He's communicating to this guy, 22. And down here at the bottom side of the screen, you're going to get Thielen on this little out route, and then Rudolph is the tight end that is going to be targeted into the corner. And Marcus Williams is reading the quarterback. You will see that initially. He's a little flat. But again, now what's different here is you've got an inside linebacker who can redirect Rudolph if Rudolph tries to cross his face and cross Marcus Williams' face. So Williams can be a little bit more flat, a little bit quicker to react than he was on that last play. Obviously not the same exact design because I have the routes drawn here, right? Diggs ran his route to the outside and then took it in on the last one. So this is a little different. But point is, he has help on the inside. He has inside leveraged help if that tight end tries to cross face. So he can be a little bit heavier on this corner route, or some people call it a flag. End zone angle, there is Marcus Williams. Tight end, the targeted receiver, Kyle Rudolph, is off screen. You can see he's much tighter than he was on that last play to Adam Thielen. Primarily, I think, because he has inside leverage help, that inside linebacker, that will allow him to be a little heavier on the outside. So sometimes when you or me or anyone says, hey, why is he late to this? Well, he's not really late. It's that he recognized he's intelligent and he understands that he doesn't have help to either side, so he's got to wait to react. Now, this one, the middle of the field free safety, going to be a long throw to Adam Thielen that essentially clinches the game for the Vikings, gives them a 1st and goal from like the 3. You can see that Williams got his back turned. He got his back turned to Thielen. Cousins is definitely reading Thielen and or the middle of the field defender, which in this case is Marcus Williams, and then deciding to bring it back to Thielen over top of the outside shoulder. I have maintained that Marcus Williams is going to stay in between routes and force quarterbacks to wait a split second longer than they want to in order to deliver the football. In this case, He's not staying in between the routes. Some people would have their free safety shade Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen had a great year that year, by the way. I think that's the year he had like 120 catches. Some people would teach their guy to stay in the middle. It would depend on the coverage, the situation, what they had seen, depending on who the threat was. I don't even know who this other receiver is up here, but it's obviously a great throw by Cousins and a great catch by Thielen. A lot of time for Cousins to deliver the football. My contention is that Marcus Williams intentionally tries to stay in between the routes to make the quarterbacks have to wait a split second longer. There is no pressure, so he can wait, and at that point, Marcus Williams really can't defend that deeper route to Adam Thielen. One more play here from 2019. I think the Vikings scored after this one to win the game 26-20. Marcus Williams in the box. I think it's a second down. Second down or first down? First down, so it's the very next play. In the box, going to be a run to Dalvin Cook out of 22 personnel. Marcus Williams gets involved with the linebacker. Got one DB taking on the lead blocker. Williams has got outside leverage. So if the ball was to bounce, he's got to be the guy who makes the tackle. It doesn't bounce. You'll see the angle that Marcus... He's smart. He stays on his leverage side generally. He's going to play this B gap as the guys fill the gaps inside, and Dalvin Cook tries to slide to the outside. Complete football player. Smart, able to be used in multiple places, and I think he's just another guy that the Ravens have picked up. Is versatile and capable of doing many things on the football field. And we just did not have those guys last year with all of the injuries. If you get a healthy Marcus Peters and a healthy Marlon Humphrey, and you combine Kyle Hamilton, Chuck Clark, Brandon Stevens with this guy, I think you've got an elite DB group. Maybe we're not going to have all those guys healthy in week 1. Maybe it's not until week 6 or 7 or whenever the first short-term physically unable to perform list is lifted. Let me know what you guys think. This is only 2019 film. I thought I had a couple plays from 2020 in here. I can follow up with those this weekend. I found 24 plays of his. I would rather break them up into 2 videos as opposed to show people that many plays. I get a little uncomfortable when my content is longer than maybe 16, 18, 20 minutes. I feel like people would rather consume data and information in shorter stretches. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that. I've certainly, seen that some people prefer the longer videos. Some people prefer the short ones. I think that Marcus Williams has made plays against a lot of quarterbacks that we might see, and they know who he is. So there's a primary level of danger involved when they're going to try to threaten him or challenge him, number one. Number two, the secondary level of danger involved is I think our pass rush is going to be better now that we're not doing so many crazy stunts and blitzes that Wink ran all the time. Guys like Owe, Bowser, Ojabo, when he comes back, some of our interior rushers will be able to attack. If Justin Houston, if we get him back, they'll be able to attack more consistently and use the moves that they practice, every day as edge rushers or as interior rushers. Let me know what you guys think of some of my thoughts, some of the breakdowns I've had about Marcus Williams' play. Elite player, might be, this might sound crazy because we have Lamar Jackson on our team, he might be, except for Mark Andrews, the most elite player we have at his position. So if you did positional rankings, which I don't do, I'm not a huge fan of them, but for this comparison point, I'll make this. If you did positional rankings for free safety, where would Marcus Williams land? Somewhere in the top 5? We know Mark Andrews is top 2 or 3 in tight ends. Maybe the number 1 tight end, depending on what numbers he puts up this year, because all of those positional rankings are done off of stats, right? Marcus Williams, it might be the highest ranked guy that we have, other than Mark Andrews, if most football fans were to do positional rankings. In any case, let me know what you guys think of some of my thoughts. Please like the video and subscribe if you enjoy the content. The next one I'll be putting out will be a second look at Tyus Bowser and some of his career highlights.